Hi, this is .NET Core MVC Basic Tutorial Part 1, and today I'm going to talk about how to do the setup and create the first project in this .NET Core MVC. And this ASP.NET Core MVC is the open source version of ASP.NET that run on the Mac OS, Linux, and Windows. ASP.NET is a popular web development framework for building a web application on the .NET platform. Core was first released in 2016 and is the next generation of the Windows-only version of ASP.NET. Core can be combined with a popular front-end service like the Angular, React, and the mobile application. It is a very flexible programming environment. You can choose to work on separately on the back end or front end or both together. So first, let's download and install the Visual Studio community. The community is free of charge, open source. It's for the study purpose. And you can download this Visual Studio community from the link URL over here. Microsoft Visual Studio web page, and you can scroll down a bit, and then here you have this download Visual Studio. So you can choose this community 2019. For the professional and the enterprise, you need to pay for it, but they are having the same feature, so actually everything is the same. So you can just click on this community 2019, and after you install this Visual Studio, and you open up this Visual Studio 2019 that you have installed just now, and you click on this create new project, and you from this drop down list you select C#, and this one depends on the OS you are using. I'm using the Windows, and this one select is a web application, so we just select this web. So from here you can search for this ASP.NET Core web application. You select this one and you click on the next button, and then here is for you to key in the project name, and you can change the location of your course. So next, after you done all this setting, you just click on this create button. After that, it will bring you to another page, model view control. So I need you to select this one, web application MVC. Then you click on create button, and now it will start to create this folder for you. So after you have creating all this project file in a folder for you, you will come to you will see this window with this display. And by default, it will create this three folder: controllers, models, and view. And all your JavaScript file and CSS files inside this WW loop, and the library also inside here. So next, try to run this application in your PCs. So you just click on this iOS Express, and this the output. So if you click on this privacy, it will bring you to this home privacy page, and you click on the home, it will back to this home page. So I will show you the code behind about this, and in the view is the page that we are viewing. So just now we had this home. Inside this home, we have this index and the index page and the privacy page. So inside this is the default that being displayed after at the first time you run this application. So how the system know that this page is going to be run at the first when we run by default is in the setting inside this startup class file here. So inside this startup class, you just go down to the end of this file here. Here you can see that you write down this use the endpoint and by the name the default. So this one is going to be run by the system by default. So you are using this controller pointing to the home. So home is these are views inside this view, the home folder, and inside this home folder the action we're going to be the index. So this is the index. So you're going to run this one for you every time you run this. For example, if I change this index to the privacy, and I run this program again, and you will see that the privacy will be loaded first before the index pass. Here you are. So let's change back this one to index. And now I want to show you what is the MVC. You need to know the concept of the MVC before we can continue to the tutorial. So MVC stands for the model, and the model is to manage the data, view, display data, and the controller to handle the event. So let's see an example. We have the router, and router will look at the URL sent by the user, and the router will send the information to controller, and then the controller will order to the model to create a list of order, and then the model will make a request to the database to get the data. And after getting the data from the database, the data will pass to the controller again, and then now the controller have a list of data from the database, and the controller will show the list of the data in the HTML or view, and generate a list in the HTML form, and you are going to display this result to the user. So this is the basic flow of the MVC. So in the following example, I will going to create a sample to show you the flow of this MVC. Okay, now we back to this the code here. And let me create this your MVC, the models, controller, and the view. So I need to let me create this model. To create a model, you right click on this models, and you select the add, and then select the class. And I'm going to call this data model. And inside here, I'm going to create a list. And call the type is the data model, so I can fetch the item from this data model. So I will call this list as a list model. New list, and then type data model. This is the way that you create the list in the C#. So next I will going to create a few items inside this data model. So I will go using the string for the name, and get and set public, and this time I'm using the integer. For example, the price. So this is the way that you create the item in the data model. So after you have this the object or the data model, next you go back to the controller, and you click on this home controller, because we are referring to the home view of the home here. So inside this home controller, this index is referred to this index view, and this privacy is referred to this privacy HTML inside this view of the home. So back to this home controller again. So as you know that the system is going to activate going to run this index method from this start out file here. So home index. So inside this home controller index, I need to pass some data list. So I will use this data from the data model. So I can just put the list. So new data model. This is the way that's how you call the class in a C# or in a Java. So the list, we have this list model. So we start to add the data. New data model. So because I had the two objects inside this data model, so I can pass this object, pass some value to the object. So this is one data added to this list here. So let me copy paste for some data. put this list into the model. We need to create this list model to list before we can pass the list data into our view. So you just put this model here. So let's get back to the view, the home index here. So to enable us to use this list data, we need to use this model enumerate and followed by this project name, model data model. So for example, now let me delete out this welcome message. For example, let me create a list. This is the way you create a list in the HTML. Hopefully that you know how to code in the HTML. So this is the list. So we can look over the list data by using the for each, and we can set the object in the model. So this all the list data or the data passed from the controller into the view where the store is into this model here. So now you can use this list. So now I can pass in this data. You can see the name and the price applied. For example, I want to list all the name. So now let's run this system, and here you are. The list of the data were updated here in our home index. So this just show you the simple explanation about the relationship between the models, controller, and the view. So in this controller, for example, if you can create another view, for example, public. It's a sort. For example, I create another view called create, and you need to return the view. So example, the view in the upper cap, or maybe I call this one add. To create this one add view in this home, the only thing you need to do is your mouse, you hover over here this add name, and you right click, and then you can select this one add view, and the system will create this view here. You just whether you want to use the template or not. For example, if you want to use this create template, you can select the create, and then the model class you can select the one in the one I created is the data model, and then you just select this create, and you're going to create another page called add. As you can see now, it's already create this add the HTML page for you with the sign item, because we have selected this one create a template. So let's run this system again. Here this is the system. So for example, I click on this privacy. We go to privacy. This time, if I change this privacy to add, it will going to route you into this page or add, and this item name and the price was added for you, because in our data model we have this name object and the price object, so it will auto create this object for you. So back again. So let me show you one more thing. For example, we create another object in the model. For example, maybe that in the string, and let me the share under this view, and you have this share folder, and we have this layout. This layout is actually is your master HTML file, and you can see here is render body. This one we're going to decide which view, which page, or the view index of privacy are going to display over inside this render body by the controller. In the header, here we have this home and the privacy. So we can add another one. For example, so all these class here, this command is a bootstrap. You don't know what is a bootstrap, maybe you can go to Google to find out what is a bootstrap. So this controller, so same we using the home controller. You want to use other controller. For example, you want to put this add into the add controller. You can do it like this. You can type add, and then the action is the action maybe you can use index. And here I just type add, and over here you can create another controller called you can right click on the controller and you select the add and select the controller, and it's the MVC controller empty add, and you key in this controller name add, and after the name of the controller you need to put this controller the word controller, and then you press the add button, and you're going to create this controller add controller for you. Now this is your add controller. So for example, I can now I can as before, you can create this view. Select add view index and select create, and model class you select the data model and select create add, and it's going to create another view folder called add for you. So here you are. So this is the add folder inside this view, and you have this index file here. So next, let me run this this program again. See, now you have this home add and then privacy. If now I click on this add, and you will see that it will bring you to this index inside this add, and here created all this item for you. So this is how the MVC the relationship between the MVC and this just like show you the very basic example. And in the next video I will show you how to fetch the data from the database rather than you hard coding the data in this in the controller here. This is the hard data that I just manually input. So maybe I'll see you again in the next video. Thank you.